Francis Ngannou has the world record for the most powerful punch. His punch is the equivalent to 96 horsepower, which is equal to getting hit by a Ford Escort going as fast as it can. And it's more powerful than a 12-pound sledgehammer swung full force from overhead. Holy shit.
Francis Ngannou is an incredibly strong individual in every sense of the word. His story, journey in professional sports, distinctive traits, notable accomplishments and achievements both collectively and individually will leave no one indifferent. Currently, the Predator is preparing for his debut appearance in the boxing ring to face the invincible Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. He didn't yield to the strongest fighters league's negotiating tactics and decided to choose his own path in life. In today's video, we'll revisit the most memorable moments when Francis Ngannou shocked the world with his performances. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, also like and leave a 4-word comment. And now, let's get started. Number 5. Andrei Arlovski, UFC on Fox 23. To start today's compilation, we'd like to begin with the Predator's 5th fight under the UFC banner. You might ask why this one specifically? Well, we'll tell you. The concept of today's video is to show you how effortlessly the Cameroonian dispatched fighters who once had the honor of holding a championship belt around their waist. If you don't know, the legendary Belarusian veteran was the holder of the strongest league's gold back in February 2005. Furthermore, he managed to defend it twice and then remain at the top of the division for a long time. Andrei's encounter with Francis Ngannou took place in January 2017 at the 23rd local UFC on Fox event.
You know, I know just here for the super fight. I have some goal, and my goal is not only one fight. My goal is the belt, the throne, and everyone they give me to fight, I get to fight it because maybe I'm supposed to fight all of them. I am here for a long time. I'm not here just for 2 days or 1 week.
It's worth mentioning that by that time, the promotion had already launched an extensive campaign to promote the Cameroonian. The thing was, everything about the Predator screamed readiness and an unwavering focus on decapitation, quite literally. Even if Francis seemed calm and peaceful in the lead up to the fight, his opponents were given 9 steps on the razor's edge because that's how many a fighter usually took before being knocked out.
I start MMA. That is when I start to watch. They're talking about this fighter, and then I go to YouTube. I watch the video. I look some people fight. They say, well, Ken Velasquez. They say Dos Santos, Arlovski, and that is when I start know them. I start looking of them. But at the time, I'm still dream for the boxing to have a boxing career, and I don't think so. Say one day I can have an opportunity to fight them.
My personal credo, I never change horses on the bridge, you know. So, guys who gave me his hands when I was down, you know, I just it's my personality, you know. And I'm sure Jackson Wink MMA Academy is one of the best in the business. So I'm really happy to be a part of this, and of course I'm very excited. And plus all my coaches that they like my brothers, you know. They all the time behind me, they support me, and they're gonna be for me 100%.
The Denver, Colorado crowd had the opportunity to witness a clash of 2 generations for a whole minute and 32 seconds from the start of this fight. And they were lucky to see even that much. We don't want to offend or show disrespect to anyone, we're just stating the facts. And the facts are that Francis Ngannou secured victory by technical knockout early on after a couple of precise shots to Arlovski. His power is truly on a different level.
Since when I started this sport just 3 years and a half ago, and then all the way when I continue, I grow. There are a lot of people behind of me who believe me and who push me, who make me trust of me, because for the beginning it's not something who interested me. And then today because of that people who push me up, I believe and I trust for this sport. Since when I have my sign on UFC, and then people continue to support me, to stay behind of me, and he pushed me up. He made
MMA factory in Paris as they bring Ngannou.
Oh! Ngannou knocks Arlovsky down. That is it. The Predator Francis Ngannou, live and in color.
Number 4. Cain Velasquez, UFC on ESPN 1. Next up, we have a showdown between the Cameroonian and one of the most brutal representatives of the UFC, capable of maintaining an incredible pace for 25 minutes. Cain Velasquez is a former Strongest League champion who won the UFC Championship in October 2010. He, at the time, annihilated Brock Lesnar and many other heavyweights at their peak. Aside from holding the title, he also boasts 2 successful defenses, ending in powerful technical knockouts, just like most of Cain's fights. If it weren't for injuries and the required recovery time, there's no doubt that Velasquez would have continued his dominance and destruction. Nevertheless, his path crossed with Francis in February 2019. At that time, the UFC had moved to ESPN and they chose this matchup as the main event for the new tournament.
Who do you want next as an opponent? Is there anybody you're aiming for?
My next opponent that I want right now is Cain Velasquez.
You want Cain?
Yes, for the next fight. You know, my next fight was like 1 month ago. Yes, and now I need to fight. I need to make the fight on. So I want Cain.
You know, again, Francis is a big guy, a big heavyweight who has a lot of power in his punches. That's where he's dangerous. On the feet, throwing punches, if he's comfortable there, that's where he's the most dangerous. We got to get him out of his comfort zone, maybe wrestle him a little bit, you know, throw some different setups at him, like, you know, start off with the boxing, make him think that we are going to box, start wrestling back and forth. That's how you make people frustrated in this game, you know. This is mixed martial arts, you can do anything. So be really creative out there, and that's what I'm going to do.
I can knock everyone out.
No question about
No
that.
question about it, no doubt about it.
It's gonna be a war. It's gonna be a war. I'm expecting a tough fight, 5-round fight. You know, dangerous opponent, a guy that's extremely strong. I believe it's gonna be a tough fight, and so that's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm planning for.
Every self-respecting mixed martial arts fan remembers this moment very well, because in it, there was nothing extraneous. Only pure madness and another sensational knockout. This time, Ngannou needed no more and no less than 26 seconds to send one of the most ferocious heavyweight fighters into oblivion. This guy's strikes are simply impossible to encounter without consequences.
I promise you guys, I'm back. As I said before, I'm back. And you're gonna see me around. Again, I told you yesterday I have some surprise for you. I hope you like it.
His body has never felt more confident in it. Oh, he got Velasquez's hook. Ngannou closes the show. Oh my goodness gracious! Ngannou has knocked out Cain Velasquez.
Wow. Number 3. Junior Dos Santos, UFC on ESPN 3. Following Velasquez, the Cameroonian Predator's gaze turned to the Brazilian former champion. Dos Santos carved his place in the limelight back in November 2011 when he became the first man to stop Cain in his professional career. Subsequently, he had successful title defenses and several title fights in the heavyweight division. By the time he faced the Predator in June 2019, Junior had confidently earned 3 consecutive victories over tough knockout artists. It seemed like he had caught a second wind and was moving towards the division's elite. He met Ngannou in the main event of UFC on ESPN 3.
We hope a lot of things, but there are a real difference between our hope, our wishes, and the reality. And the reality, he knows what is the reality.
What is the reality for you?
The reality is I'm going there with some bomb that I'm gonna throw, and he can't catch it. He know that he doesn't have toys to catch my my bomb.
maybe he goes that far, maybe not. But there is one thing that I know for sure is I'm going there to put him down.
Taking a cue from the Velasquez fight, Dos Santos decided not to rush into things and approach the fight more cautiously than his predecessor. But he still either underestimated who he was being cautious against or intentionally didn't want to play it safe, paying the highest price either way. The Predator didn't catch the Brazilian in a minute, but took only 71 seconds from the start of the main event to do so. Who can withstand such blows at all? We have a bad feeling about Fury after this.
Feel very good. I'm very happy now. And then I hope the UFC gonna realize that I deserve the title shot right now.
Certainly.
I deserve the winner of DC and Stipe. You know, I mean, of course, it gave me some confidence, but before that, I was already confident because Junior is a striker, he's a boxer, and I believe that I'm the best boxer in this division.
Number 2. Alistair Overeem, UFC 218. Next, we'll tell you about one of Francis Ngannou's most spectacular performances in his entire professional career. By December 2017, the Predator was at the peak of his media exposure and promotion leading up to his title shot. He had 10 early victories with just 1 loss, and 5 of those wins were in the strongest league. The Cameroonian was confidently progressing towards his goal, effortlessly defeating the best heavyweights along the way. Before his fight with Overeem, he was just 1 step away from the opportunity to compete for UFC gold and had no intentions of making a mistake in such a crucial endeavor. As for Alistair, he was on a 2-fight winning streak and had a record of 6-1 since December 2014. His only loss in 3 years came during a title fight against Stipe Miocic, and now he was about to face Francis in a bout that would determine the future of the entire division.
Any last word for Alistair? I don't think. I just gonna ask you one question. How tough is his chin is strong? No. So that's the question for Alistair Overeem. So if he has any answer, he can give me that. We're gonna check it out.
There's 2 things. Very strong guy, punches hard. Secondly, I mean, it's UFC. Everybody has a plan. Everybody's good everywhere, right?
Right.
But so am I. Mike Tyson.
Wow. Well done. It's great to see you.
He's not Mike Tyson.
He is not. You don't buy that hype.
Nah. Oh, no. He's definitely not Mike Tyson. He's doing him. And it's looking good, right? The Predator.
Yeah.
It's looking good. I give him definitely props. 9-fight winning streak. I think 5 or 6 in the UFC.
Yeah.
Great physique, strong, harder hitter, right, in the performance center.
Yes, I said that when I had my UFC contract. I said I want to fight him money. He will sleep tonight. He will sleep.
The co-main event of UFC 218 became a massive talking point for a reason. This happened because the rising prospect made an incredible statement with his performance. In simpler terms, Alistair Overeem had the worst luck of all. He lasted only 1 minute and 42 seconds, but the ending of this fight deserves its own highlight reel. During a dynamic exchange, Ngannou caught his opponent with such an uppercut that Mortal Kombat wouldn't require any finishing moves. He catapulted the Dutchman's jaw into another dimension with incredible force. Now, imagine if he lands a similar attack on Tyson Fury. It would be an unprecedented event.
But I'm wondering if you watched the finish and if you regret landing that extra punch when he was out, because it was clear that he was out and you hit him with that extra punch. Do you regret that, or is it hard to pull back in the heat of the moment?
I was engaged, so there was not. I don't even know what happened. I just threw punch and then that's happened. I was already engaged, but I didn't have time to see that he's like out.
To try to get a matchup with Ngannou. Oh, goes the win! Francis Ngannou has arrived!
Number 1. Stipe Miocic, UFC 260. And the final conclusion of our video will revolve around the most significant achievement of Francis Ngannou's professional career. By the end of March 2021, the Cameroonian Predator embarked on a new journey towards the top of the heavyweight division, once again amassing a series of knockouts over the best fighters of the modern era and unequivocally proving that he deserved another title opportunity. For those who don't remember, Francis had already fought Stipe for the UFC title in January 2018, and back then it didn't quite end as the fight community expected.
I think tonight I learned that I never learned in this sport since 4 years. I underestimate my opponent, and I discovered some new part of this sport that I ignored about it.
That's right. Excessive self-assuredness didn't protect the young upstart from the experience and skills of the formidable veteran, and thanks to that, Francis drew the right conclusions that helped him climb to the next level and become a better professional fighter. After that, he returned to a streak of knockouts and declared that he was now 100% ready for Stipe. Meanwhile, Miocic had managed to complete a trilogy with Daniel Cormier on his own terms and once again solidified his championship status. The strongest lead believed in Ngannou and gave him the opportunity to correct his mistake at the 260th numbered event.
I hope so, but you know, he's definitely gotten better. You know, we all evolve, and he's definitely evolved. And of course, I knew I would probably see him down the road again. And you know, listen, it's gonna be a hell of a fight Saturday.
I remember that fight from the preparation, and obviously, I'm not taking credit of Stipe. He was a better fighter that night. But when I look at that fight, I hate watch that fight because I don't recognize myself. Even the way that I'm fighting, the way that I'm rushing, it doesn't. That guy looked like me, but I don't recognize that style. And also, I did a lot of mistake leading up to that fight. I wasn't even there myself. You know, I kind of like. I didn't even have an emotion in that fight. I don't know. I was just there, like lack of emotion. But this time, things will be different.
When the rematch hour arrived, even the atmosphere inside the octagon changed beyond recognition. Compared to the version of the Predator from 3 years ago, the new Francis Ngannou exuded danger and lethality even with his gaze alone. Alongside his lethal power and natural strength, he gained experience, something he lacked the last time, fight IQ, and an incredibly precise sense of timing. The Cameroonian didn't just catch Stipe Miocic. As he did with his previous opponents, he completely neutralized his strengths and carried out his mission with maximum confidence. Already in the 52nd second of the second round, he sent Miocic into a deep knockout and became the UFC heavyweight champion. Francis proved that he is now a mature fighter worthy of this title, and that means we don't envy Tyson Fury in the near future.
I feel great, man. You know, it's been 3 years that I've been living without it. I always thought that I could have it 3 years ago. So tonight there wasn't a place for mistake. So.
Finally call himself the greatest heavyweight in the world.
You go into the fire with Ngannou, you go to sleep. Oh my goodness.
What do you think? Can the Gypsy King hold his own against Francis Ngannou inside the boxing ring? Share your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're looking forward to the upcoming clash with the same enthusiasm as we are. And of course, leave a like if you believe in the Cameroonian's success in his new role. See you soon.